This is episode 87. And today we're talking about art, the art industry, and the legal strategies and business strategies artists can use to really get involved into this industry. I mean, I think if you look at it from an objective standpoint, I mean, this is easily one of the best times. I say easily, this probably is the best time to ever be an artist or an aspiring artist or want to get into the art industry. I mean, this is literally the best time. There's so many avenues that you can use to create and sell your art. And they're increasingly becoming new avenues. So we're going to talk about that in this video because it's really good information. If you're an artist or think about being an artist, this is the video to watch. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Today we're talking about art and the legal strategies that individuals need to take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Art is an incredible opportunity and it's a field that is growing. Let's look at some of the numbers. Let's say the numbers say 2019, because 2020 was a bad year. We had the global pandemic, so that was a bad year. But 2019, the global art market was $60 billion for art, for sculptures, for animation, things, 2D paintings and things like that. In addition, the online art market is growing, and online art sales are forecast to increase to a total of $9.32 billion by 2024. So art is going to be over $9 billion by 2024. I mean, if you ever thought about art or you have a love of painting, I mean, I know kids, when they're young, every kid likes to paint. But as they get older, they typically stop painting or stop drawing or whatever it may be. Some people actually love to paint and love the art, and this is the best time to be because you can actually monetize your art brand without relying on like the traditional paths. Because I mean, 30, 40 years ago, I mean, without an art gallery or without having access to like I don't even know, I mean, like some type of art gallery, I mean, you're redundant. I mean, you couldn't get in it. I mean, you really couldn't. You had to have connections and things like that. But now you don't necessarily need it as much. So let's talk about that, you know, because there are some business strategies that individuals need to know about. And then also, from art has like non-financial benefits. It has health benefits. I mean, you hear things about art is helping people like focus, increase their memory, it's helping them relax, release stress. So it has an intrinsic purpose, a health benefit purpose, health-wise too, that actually be better for people. So if you are a person that you don't even want to sell your art, you can just paint your art and have health benefits from just painting. That's pretty incredible. I think Leonardo da Vinci said it best. He said, "Painting is poetry that is seen rather than felt." So it has some aspects of things that most people would say poetry is good. It's the same thing with art as well. So let's talk about some of the legal fundamentals of it. I mean, we're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about a lot of things going forward. So let's talk about that. You know, when you get into art, I mean, business perspective wise, if you're painting your art, first thing I would recommend, talk to a lawyer. You know, talk to me. I'll help you, give you some information on it. First thing you want to do, you want to have some of the legal fundamentals. You want to have an LLC. That's very important. I mean, you're doing art, you're painting, your LLC can own it. Now, you can operate and own it yourself, and you'll be considered a sole proprietor from a legal standpoint, which is very common. But if you want to take it to the next level, you have an LLC and have your company own your LLCs. And that gives you some protection because if someone tries to sue you, they can't necessarily sue you. They can only sue what's in your business. And your business doesn't have much money, they can't sue your business. That's what the purpose of an LLC. It limits your liability. Limited liability company. It limits your liability. That's very important. You have an EIN number. Then you open up a business bank account. You want to have an operating agreement. Things like that. So that's some of the legal fundamentals of it. But also, art is considered in many ways intellectual property. I mean, someone makes these things. These are original works of authorship. That's what a copyright really means. And when you create your paintings, you want to copyright it. And you have your copyright design look like this. You have a watermark, or you just have a standard copyright symbol on it. You can register with the U.S. Copyright Office as well. It's very important to know. You can register your art with the U.S. Copyright Office and be official. So if someone steals your art or steal your designs, you can potentially sue them and get damages. They can steal your copyright. They infringe on your copyright. That's a better way of saying it. And it's very important because there's so much information out there. It's never been easier to be an artist because there are a lot of courses. Like when you go to YouTube, you can find courses on all types of how to paint pictures, on how to acrylic, watermarks, I mean, oil types of paintings and things like that. Same thing with animation, 2D animation, all types of animation. You can create comic books or whatever it may be. You can learn to do all this stuff. Even being a sculptor. There's classes online for free. You can actually learn how to be a sculptor. I mean, it's almost. I mean, this applies to, I guess, any field in many respects, but it's almost like there's so much free information out there in the world. It's almost inexcusable to not be an expert, at least in something. I mean, like it's just too much free information out there. I mean, but that's really with everything. But so now you have that, and also some tax aspect of it. We have if you have an LLC or you're just a sole proprietor, you're just a person that's painting and you're selling your paintings and making money, you will have to pay taxes on it. All income derived from whatever source is generally taxable. Now you have tax deductions like your paintings and your paint material that has some different tax deductions you'll have, but you'll primarily fill out a Schedule C. And the schedule, I mean, in the tax form 1040. So Schedule C lists all the way, you put all the different deductions on there. And then you put all that information and you better file taxes on that. And then you can do pretty well. And you also want to have a purchase agreement. If you're selling your art, you have a purchase agreement. And you also have an installment agreement where individuals will pay you equal amounts over a certain period of time. And they also may be in a consignment agreement. Like, for example, if you put your paintings into an art gallery and they may do a 50-50 deal. If it sells, they'll get 50% of it. That primarily may be through a consignment agreement. Now, some places don't have agreements at all. And hey, ideally you want to have something on paper to ensure that you're getting what you all agreed to. Because I'm not saying that these art galleries or whoever may be bad people, but you're gonna protect yourself just in case something goes wrong. So if nothing goes wrong, you're okay. But if something does go wrong, you want to have a contract in place. And I said a lot. I mean, I think reason why I think is one of the best times to be a painter or sculptor or whatever it may be, because you no longer necessarily relying on art galleries. But I will say art galleries still have a very important place and play a very important role in art. Art galleries primarily, I mean, they traditionally been one of the places to what they call launch new artists into the world of art, at least the world of fine art. And art dealers primarily still are the people that break artists into the world. And they also can make or break your career. I mean, you put your paintings in a bad art gallery, and the person not marketing, they're not doing events to get people in, they're not spotlighting and highlighting the best way. I mean, that can end your career, or you can never even have a career. So art galleries, they play a very important role, and you can get your paintings into art galleries. Most art galleries have websites, and they may have submission requirements, and you can find out what they are, and then you can submit your art to be seen by the art gallery, and they may be willing to put your art into the art gallery. Or you can call them and say, do you have submission requirements? And they'll tell you yes or no. And if they do, then you can do that. So that's one way to market your stuff. It's traditionally through art galleries. It's still a tried and tested path. Now a lot of art galleries are closing, but it's still a traditional path for artists to get their stuff shown to the world. Also, different art fairs or industry events. I mean, for example, industry events. I mean, if it's you at a cannabis convention, or you at an international trade convention, or you at any type of related event, you can buy a booth, and you can have custom international trade paintings or sculpture, whatever it may be, or cannabis related paintings, and they're likely to sell at a cannabis convention or international trade convention. These are just two off the top of my head, but I mean they're typically in events or conventions where every industry in the world, So also digital marketing. I mean, I'll talk about digital marketing a lot, but I think digital marketing hands down is one of the most powerful forms of marketing. I mean, I say it a lot. I want individuals to understand it applies to really every industry. For example, you can be an artist, and you have a Facebook ad, and then they'll click on that Facebook ad, and their landing page will go to your website. When your website will have all your paintings, and they can buy directly from your painting. You get an order, or you can have an ad on Facebook saying my art is going to be shown at this place, and then they'll click on it and they can sign up with the information in, and now you have an email database of people that are interested in your art. But that's just how it is, And I think about digital marketing, what makes it so powerful is that you can target your marketing to people who are interested in art. So you can type one of the interests, people that like, one of the interests that when you create your ad, one of the interests can be people that like art. It can be something like that. So now you're not really targeting to everyone. Not necessarily have a billboard on the street or something like that. You actually are sending your ads to people that actually like art. And the landing page can be your online store. It can be sign up for your your art gallery event. I mean, it can be many things such as that. I mean, it can be many things such as that. And that way you don't necessarily need a gallery. And you also build up your own base of customers and people that actually like your art. Another thing with marketing, I guess you can do a live stream. If you're painting, you can live stream yourself painting those art. And then with time, you'll build a following, and you build a base and things such as that. So, but that's pretty much all I have. We talked about a lot in this video. To recap it, we talked about a lot. I mean, and the future of art is only growing. I mean, you know anything about the blockchain, it had a non-fungible tokens. And the idea is that people are making paintings and different types of art on the blockchain, and they're selling that. And that's a whole another thing that's in its very infancy stages, but it's only going to grow. And you can be a part of that as well. So I guess just recap. We talked about a lot of legal stuff. We talked about different types of contracts you need, purchase agreements, assignment agreements, installment agreements, how to create a business, copyright material, the trend that online art sales is increasing. I mean, the art industry is a $1 billion industry. I mean, there's so much you can get. I mean, I recently reading a book. It's called The Black Market. It's by a guy I know. His name is Charles Moore, and it's a really good book. I mean, he talked about this. One good tip he talked about is that if you're thinking about buying art, having an art collection, you can go to there are certain schools, at least in America, at least in the world, there are certain schools that are known for producing good artists, and typically they have a senior thesis exhibition, and you can go there and you can buy art that you like, and these could easily be some of the next biggest artists in the world. So that's one way to start slowly building an art collection. I mean, you also can buy well-known art. There's also art auctions and many things such as that. But I hope you all have enjoyed this video. This has been episode 87, and one step closer to 1,000 episodes. Thanks.